Aloha, aloha, aloha. Taking a moment to breathe it all in, breathe the love in. Aloha, my beautiful ones, my wonderful, magical souls out there to come and listen to me here on our weekly stream. Serve your energy, surf your spirit wave, sorry, surf your spirit energy, I think, today. Surf your spirit journey. Hi, if this is your first time here, my name is May. I'm your neurospicy cyber witch here to help you connect with your spirit guides. Usually, what I do is help you get from overwhelm to self-trust so that you can feel comfortable within your neurospicy self, whether you're highly sensitive or not. It's all encompassed in there. And I'm very excited to do this every Sunday with you. So before I dive into the energies for next week, I want to, for those of you who are here for the first time, I want to share with you what these journeys are about. Basically, I channeled them a couple of years ago. My spirit guides initiated me in this craft because usually if you take shamanic journeys have an intention, but then they're not guided. So you learn to have shamanic journeys. And so the way that I do these are actually guided shamanic journeys, meaning that I guide you to get to the place where you can connect with your spirit guides, and then I leave you a couple of minutes in their energy, in their space, so that you can do your thing with them. I'll explain in a second what you'll do. And then, my voice calls you back in and then we come back. I guide you back to the journey. So basically, I'm a shamanic travel guide to take you on those journeys. Let's start by what do I define as spirit guides? For me, spirit guides is the great name of everybody, meaning angels, deities, ancestors, spiritual teachers, healers, the whole spiritual gang that it used to maybe even live on this plane and are now, working as spirit guides out there. Um, Magical beings. I work a lot with dragons. I know that I've had clients that have worked with unicorns and, the magical creatures of the forest. I'm going to call them nature spirits that sometimes work with us, like fairies and trolls and beautiful gnomes. They're all out there. Spirit animals, all of them, totem animals, spirit animals, power animals, however you want to call them. The animals out there, the elements, again, like I mentioned, the deities, whoever you have in your field. I'm going to say whoever you have in your field. Why I prefer to have this, broader name is because, as a young, how do you say, as a young student in on my spiritual path way back when with my shamanic teacher, I remember that I was so focused on a special on a special spirit because we had just learned to work with that spirit. So every time that I would do a journey, I would be calling that a specific spirit, um, and um, I think it was during the course where I made this drum that you see here, um, where I made that drum. That this was, also this. I made this drum in a course where, there were other shamans as well. And then a couple of days later, one of the participants, and I think she was the assistant of the teacher who did the workshop for the drums, calls me and says, "Do you know someone that looks like this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, one of my spirit guides looks like that." And then she goes on to tell me, "Well, they showed up here. It was very weird. She has been keeping me up at nights and wants me to tell you to talk to her." Um, So that was the sign for me, or that was the moment that I realized when I go into the other world. That's how think you translated the other world. When I go into the other world, I stopped thinking that, oh, today is this ancestor or today is that spirit that wants to talk to me. No, I just go in there and open it up. Whoever wants to work with me today because I have this and this and this intention or this and this challenge or, whatever I have, I just, tell the ether, basically, the universe, this is my intention, this is where I want to go. Do you have, can you give me something? Who wants to work with me? Um, and for those of you that are thinking, but May, what if someone evil comes in? That's what we do before. That's the thing that I do for all of us who are here in this, who are participating in this journey. That's what I do for all of us is that I call in my spirit guides. And of course, the ones that might want to help from you as well are also encompassed in there to create the safe space, to keep guard, to keep it safe for us. So any kind of entities that don't belong will not be there. They will not, they will not appear. So not to worry about this because, they are still, we're going to be fine. We're going to be safe for that. I do that beforehand, during, and the whole thing because it's important for this work, and this is why my spirit guides actually initiated me in this, to keep this safe, a safe space so that you can connect to your spirit guides. Said so, there are moments where this might not be the right time for you, meaning that if you don't see, in that moment where I let you go and let you, work with your intention, because that's why the intention is so important. What intention are you taking into your journey today? So that is very important for you to know in that moment, and because it also anchors you back, whenever you feel like your thoughts are drifting, use that to anchor you back to the question, to the challenge, to, whatever your anchor is of the week, right? Or of today. In case you still have, you fall asleep or your mind is just going all around, it's okay. Use this as a moment of, let's call it spiritual wellness. That if your mind is just going all over the place, allow it to do so intentionally. Meaning that take the moment and allow yourself to watch the thoughts come in and also wash out, right? So let them just, pass by as good as possible, right? If it takes you down a road, go down that road, but then come back, right? Always use the anchor to come back. Um, and still, sometimes the anchor just doesn't work because it's just not the right time. Don't worry, you're still in the circle of this energy, so you are already, your system is already getting some, right? So don't be don't worry that it's not working. Don't worry, it's just maybe not the thing. Another thing could be, because this is something that happened to me with one specific shamanic practitioner, friend slash teacher that I have. Whenever she uses her drum, because she was using, you usually use drumming for the shamanic journeys. Whenever she does that, it's like, that's wellness. The only thing I get is my spirit animals that do okay, I'm gonna say it. It's a bear, and I get to lay down with that bear and just, look into the stars or, listen to the ocean in the background. That's it. That I don't get anything else in there. Like if I want to have an intention, forget about it. Can't tell you why, it just is. And I don't see it as anything negative. It's just for that day or for that time, or maybe it's specifically her drum. I don't, I don't want to, I'm just leaving it out there that that might be the possibility that takes me there, right? So just to tell you that in case you don't see anything, this is, just be aware and be sure that just by participating, by listening to it, you are already in the field, in the energy of the whole thing. All right. Now we're getting to the watching, to the seeing, to the, how do we perceive the things? What does our clairvoyance look like, right? So the clairvoyance can be that you see something like I just mentioned, I see the animals and then I'll just, lay down, and that would be one possibility. Another one is knowing. It's like a deep knowing that you're seeing this or that this is happening, or hearing. Some people hear things, right? So some people feel things on their skin. It doesn't have to be the one, because I have the three that I just mentioned, the seeing, the hearing, and the knowing are my three ones. I think there's a fourth one somewhere out there. But I had one of my teacher told me that there's people that actually taste. They suddenly start tasting things and then they know it's this or that. So I will be guiding as if you're seeing something, because I need to give you, the images. But if the images don't work, don't worry. Just, listen to the words. And if you can't see them, then just imagine yourself doing what we're seeing there as well. Or just enjoy the energy of the circle. As this is specifically for neurospicy people, I know that most of us can't sit still, and me included, right? There's moments where you might see me going like this or going like this. I'm a mover. Usually, when we used to do shamanic journeys and, like encounters of people together, my teachers learned that they had to put me way in the back because I'm the one that holds the energy of the whole room. So I need to, be moving in the background, and this hasn't changed. I just did a live, meeting with a couple of friends last week, and it was the same. I couldn't sit still. Like I needed to get up. I needed to have my body moving, sort of like dancing with the energies a little bit. That happens, right? So that's one version. Another one, of course, if that is easier for you, if you're going to go on a walk or something like that. But please, if you do, please promise me that you are going to be aware of your surroundings while you listen to my voice or what we're doing, right? Another thing is also because I want this to be as neurospicy friendly as possible. I know that some of us have, you know, I don't want to call it a problem, but we don't like certain sounds, right? So we have the sensitivity to sounds. So that's why, of course, in spite of, me entering today with with the music that I had on today, I want to use it for us to, like just arrive here, but I'm not going to use it for the meditation. You are free to use whichever music you like. I recommend, meditation music that is not um, hold on, let me just um give me a second. There we go. This is one of my favorite artists. I don't know if it's what the pronouns are, but I'm going to put them here in the chat for you to, copy if you'd like to, and specifically from them, if you look into the shamanic drumming, for example. Wonderful. Like I love that, the shamanic drumming that they do. Spirit flute. I know I've seen the shamanic one. Here, oh yeah, that's hold on, let me just grab this one real quick for you. Is, one of my favorites that you can use, which is, just um ambient, is it called ambient music out there? So this is just a suggestion from me. Please use whichever feels good for you, whichever you think will help you guide you. The only thing that I recommend, don't do anything that has its own lyrics. Don't, use instrumental music only, because that way you can, hear my voice guide you. What else? What else do we need to know? I think I got the basics for it for now. If there's any questions, just let me know in the chat. And Yeah. We'll get started with the journey in a second. Let me just grab a drink a second. Mm, what I definitely want to let you know is energy wise for next week, that's going to be the important part. We are still in the slowing down moment, sort of like trying to, in spite of everything going really fast, for us to, take a breath, especially for us, very weekly wise ones. Um, Slow your fire, tend to your body, be very aware of your own body. What does it need, you know, and choose one small step instead of scattering all over the place, right? Because I know we have the tendency to do so. Um, One of the things that I highly recommend for next week is, blocking out time on a daily basis. Like it's just 5 or 10 minutes. Don't make it too long, but stretching, self-massage, your own, like, have your favorite drink for us, take your favorite tea, or go for a mini walk, or give yourself 5 minutes or 10 minutes that are just yours, that are to help your nervous system, you know to feel into what you need right now. Just be with yourself, um so that you don't, so it doesn't, because you're feeling the fire horse, you're feeling it wants to do so much. But use those moments to sort of like check in with yourself and take a breather before you run out and do more things. Pick one thing that you can say, no to, mm, or one thing that you can simplify for yourself. See how that changes the shift, and how you can stop, so that you can stop being in the people pleasing mode. So something for yourself where you can say, stop that, stop to someone, or stop to, if you look at your own life, is there something you're doing that exhausts you, right? And how can you maybe simplify that? And if it feels, too far away, today is a good moment to, ask your spirit guides for help, or just put the question out there. Say, hey, I need to simplify this because it's just exhausting. What can I do? And so let me know, send me signs, do something, like let me know, and then let it happen. And last thing, especially for next week between the 6th and the 9th, so basically from Monday to Wednesday, try to find a moment to ask yourself this question: what is one old story I can thank and release now so that my next wave feels lighter? What's the one story you can take, like, if you want to, this could be the intention for today's journey. I'm going to add it to our chat as well. Here is that question: what is the one old story I can thank and release now so my next wave feels lighter? All right, that's to the energy, a little bit shorter than the other days, so that you know where you can, what will help you, guide you for the next week. And now we're gonna get started with the journey itself. So, go find your music. I'm gonna give you a second, have a last drink, and then we're diving in. So give yourself a moment to find the music, find the right seating, and then we'll get started. All right, like last time, let's take a moment to breathe in through your crown chakra here. Let it go through your whole body, and then exhale through your belly button. Just, sort of like arrive in your body if you want to. Put one hand on your chest and the second one on your belly button, and then inhale through your crown chakra. Imagine universal light coming, streaming into your head, going through your whole body, and then taking everything that you don't need anymore, anything, all the worries from your day to day, and let them exhale through your belly button to the outside. And one more time, inhale through your crown chakra. Let that universal energy fill up your whole body, and then exhale all the worries out through your navel. Mm, very good. And just keep on breathing normally. Just feel your body wherever you're sitting or laying down, or maybe even if you're walking. Feel the footsteps, feel how you're sitting down or laying down. And I want you to follow me to a place with your inner eyes, to a little beach at the ocean. It's warm. The sand, you can feel the sand on your feet while we're walking through the beach. It's nice and warm on your feet. Maybe you smell a little bit the salty water. And you hear a little breeze of air going through the palm trees. Maybe you also have a little taste in your mouth of the, salt in the air. Mm. And you just take this moment in. You're hearing the waves crashing softly and also inviting. And they're like inviting you to come in. To come share, to be in the water. So you start walking in, one step at a time. You feel the waves crashing softly around your ankles, and you feel the bubbly around your legs, and you keep on walking one step after the other, feeling the soft sand underneath your feet, the warm water, the wonderful sun above, the beach behind you. And you keep on walking. And you keep on walking, and you feel your body immersing more and more into the water. Emerging? No, going more into the water. Mm. Until it's so deep that even your head goes underwater. And on a very magical way, you can breathe underwater. And you can see very clearly the beautiful, bright color, light blue color, the sand. And you start seeing some beautiful underwater animals here. Maybe some manta, manta rays floating, maybe some other fish. And they're all friendly and look at you happily that you're here. And you keep on walking deeper and deeper into the ocean, knowing that you're safe. And while you're walking, you feel a presence of one or more beings that are walking next to you. And intuitively, you know that these are your spirit guides that have come to walk you towards this very special place here underwater. Mm. And you take a look at them on your left and on your right, and you just acknowledge who's there. If this is your first time meeting them, you can ask them who they are and what they're doing in your life while we keep on walking deeper and deeper into the ocean. Ask them, what is their reason, you know, what is their thing? Why are they here in your life right now? If and ask if it's okay for them to answer right now. To give you a name and or of course what their mission is. And we keep on walking deeper and deeper and we see the wonderful underwater world. And up ahead you start seeing sort of like a city, like a little city underwater. Is it a city? No, it's a garden. It looks like someone put a garden there under a dome. And it's a dome, but it's not a dome. It's both at the same time. However it wants to show itself to you. You walk up to it with your spirit guides, and together you enter this very magical place, your very personal underwater garden. And here's the moment where you can take your spirit guides and tell them what your anchor is of the week. What intention do you have? What do you need from them? Is it a question? Do you have a challenge where you need their support? Is it, you know, do you have a question or do you want to ask for their help? Use that sentence or whatever you want to share with your spirit guides now and let them guide you. Maybe they'll show you something here in your personal garden, or maybe they'll just walk up to a sofa or another seating possibility around here and sit down with you to talk. Be open to whatever wants to happen here. This is the moment now where you can be in communion, be in talk with your spirit guides and talk to them and let them know. And I will call you back when it's time for us to come back. And slowly you come back with your attention to the entrance of this wonderful, beautiful underwater garden of yours, with your spirit guides, with everything that they have shown you today. Whether it is solutions or just the knowledge that they will be there supporting you next week. But before we head back, we're going to ask them for an anchor, something, a sign, an image, a sound, a word, something that will help you remember what they told you today for the coming week. Remember to be aligned with yourself, with whatever is needed, and if necessary, to have the right words at the right time. Hmm. And with that wonderful knowledge, we start the return together with your spirit guides. We start walking back through sand, through the sandy ocean floor. Maybe it's a little bit rocky where you are, but you can see the wonderful underwater animals passing by. Maybe there's some spirit guides, spirit animals that want to share and walk with you back. And we walk back, easily feeling the warmth of the water and the warmth of the soft sand beneath our feet. Maybe you feel light enough to have a little swim, and so you're swimming back with your spirit guides. Closer and closer to shore, you start feeling the shift of the water, how it gets warmer the closer we get to the surface. And then back at the surface, you feel the warmth of the sun as your body starts coming out of the water. You feel the warmth. Maybe you hear some birds over you, or the sound of the air moving the leaves of the palms at the beach. And you step out. And while you keep on walking, these last steps out of the ocean water that has cleansed you, you start focusing again on your breath, breathing in through your crown chakra and exhaling this time through your feet. And you feel this energy going through your whole body and then exhaling it through your feet, and you're bringing it to the ocean, to the beach. And it's like you're connecting heaven and earth together by this breath, inhaling universal energy that anchors the information you receive today, anchors it in your body, in your system, and it goes into the floor, into earth, into the ocean itself as well. The warm ocean that keeps us safe as well. And as you step onto the beach, onto the warm sand, you feel beneath your feet. You keep on breathing Inhaling through your crown chakra and exhaling through your feet. And you feel that grounding you back into your body, grounding you back into earth, connecting you. And as you're breathing, inhaling through your crown chakra, exhaling through your feet, you feel yourself coming back into your body. And you become aware of your body, whether it's walking around or whether it's sitting down or laying down. You feel it again. You feel your surroundings. Hmm. And you take one or two last deep breaths, inhaling through your crown chakra and exhaling through your feet. And whenever you feel ready, whenever you feel ready, you open your eyes and come back to yourself, to your body, to your surrounding, to your here and your now. Please be very aware with yourself if you really feel like you have come back. If not, keep on breathing, inhaling through your crown chakra and exhaling through your feet until you feel grounded enough back in your body. Just in case, I recommend writing down whatever messages you received, if there's anything you want to keep for later, or if you just want to enjoy the energy of the circle. Thank you so much for being part of it today, or maybe you're listening to this later. Take in the energy. Today was included of the 4/4 portal plus the energy of Ostara, new beginnings. The year is getting started now. So with that said, my wonderful soul, many blessings. And as always, please be mindful with yourself. And above all, give yourself grace for being the wonderful, magical soul you are.